Hey everybody, it is me, Jen Kem, and I am so excited to have my girl, TeeJ Mercer.
It's Jen Kem.
Okay, already now
baby,
you guys
yes.
don't run away because
don't you run.
all of this energy we hope is being exchanged. You're also going to learn some really amazing and dope stuff from my friend TeeJ right here. So TeeJ, tell the people about you. What are you up to and who are you in the world?
I am the TeeJ Mercer, a graduate of the Howard University. You got to put the on it and put some respect on our name.
T-H-E-E, I learned.
But yeah, I spent 25 years in Hollywood working on some of the biggest shows on television. And I now teach authors, experts, coaches, and entrepreneurs how to book themselves in the media without a publicist and without being a celebrity. So lean in, because that's why folks call me the beast in the media streets.
I love this because there are so many myths around getting media, especially for solopreneurs, people who have something to say, but they feel like that's only reserved for celebrities or influencers. Can you just give a couple pieces there of how they can do that based on your own teachings?
Yeah, so you do not need to be a celebrity. You do not need a publicist. You do not need tons of followers, and you do not need tons of insider connections, because you're looking at the best insider connection you're going to need. But you know, in the last 5 years that I've been doing this, my media mavericks have dominated the media space. ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, CW, Steve Harvey, Washington Post, New York Times, Psychology Today. Like, I lose track of how much they are in the media. And it's all because I walk them through what I have coined as the media maverick method. And they do it themselves. In fact, you can go from being hidden, not doing any media, and you do one thing I teach you to do, and you can be booked in 24 hours.
Were we just looking at one of your clients'
Yes!
Facebook posts? I mean,
just before we went live with
tell
this.
them about that, because I just want to say this. I used to have this whole judgment around media. I thought I could just go with my expertise, my years of experience, and what I realized is I was just scared to get rejected. That was my fear. So I tried to do everything around it, but getting free publicity, especially on TV, is easier than you think. You just need the structure and the method. So let's talk about her, because literally before we jumped on, y'all, we were talking about her.
Yes. But I want to speak to that point, because that people do think, you know, you are going to get rejected. That's just the bottom line.
What?
You are going to get rejected, but it's not personal. It really is. You are just not a fit for that particular show. It means, or you're not a fit for that season of time. So when I was coaching people in landing on their favorite reality shows, one of the things I explained is you can easily not get cast, and it has nothing to do with you. Like for example, when I was working on Animal Planet's hit, My Cat from Hell, if we've already, stop laughing at my show.
I just think it's
see
funny.
You laughing. I see you laughing at my show.
My Cat from Hell. But look, people were watching it like crazy.
Yes, for like 8, 9, 10 seasons
I'm a
or
dog
something.
person,
Crazy.
just saying.
So, well, yeah, me too. So I used to work on a show called It's Me or the Dog, actually.
Okay.
So same premise. Okay, we'll go with the dog thing.
Okay,
So
thank
on
you.
It's Me or the Dog, if we've cast a Frenchie, a Rottweiler, a Doberman Pinscher, we are not going to cast 2 of that same kind of breed in the same season. So you see, it's not a rejection of you, it's just for that season, you don't fit. Now, catch this though. So I had one client, she made it all the way like through casting of The Biggest Loser, right? And that's why I teach, one of the things, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you are doing, I want you to always kill the game during your interviews. I don't care if it's a media interview. I don't care if it's a casting interview. I need you to kill the game. Here's why. We bounce, like for me, I bounce from show to show to show, from The Bachelor to Swamp People to My Cat from Hell to R&B Divas to LA Hair to OWN. Like, I bounce from show to show. If a casting director is on The Biggest Loser, which my client was auditioning for, she didn't get picked for that season, had nothing to do with her. Few years later, she gets a call from Extreme Makeover Weight Loss Edition, and out of the blue, she didn't apply for it or anything, but why did she get that call? Because the same casting director from The Biggest Loser is now casting for Extreme Makeover, and she remembered my client.
She made an impression, even though she didn't
She
get
made an
chose.
impression.
Yeah.
So wait, now what was the original question? Because I started teaching other stuff. So what was the original question?
the
Oh,
whole-
we were talking about Dr. Sandra.
Correct.
Dr. Sandra. Okay,
Yes.
so I have a client. She's an MD, and she used my Media Maverick method, right? And she had a publicist for like 3 months, 6 months or something. It was some months, let me just say that. And publicist did nothing. She did not one interview. She did my Media Maverick method, and in 2 weeks,
She booked how many?
she booked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
TV
interviews herself by herself. And now we were reading the post that she was just mentioned by Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Her book, Sacred Rest, was mentioned by Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Now, here's the thing. She was making so much noise that media is now knocking for her. She was making so much noise that people are talking about her because of publicity, because of being on TV. That's the key. TV is that medium that everybody want to be on.
Yes.
You know, not knocking the radio, not knocking the podcast, not knocking New York Times. My clients have done that. But TV is that thing that can just catapult you to the next level instantly.
Well, not just that. What I've learned from you is that the producers want to see.
Wait, can we just stop in
What?
what you learned from me?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, that feels good.
Okay.
Because I've learned so much from her. And I'm like, wait, she just said we're going to have to actually just pause right there because she actually said she learned something from me.
I learned a lot from TeeJ. She thinks I'm crazy anytime I've paid for publicity, right? She's
Yes.
like, you've got all the stuff.
Yes.
You can show up, and the key is back to that Dr. Sandra, me. Notice medical doctor,
Yes.
brand strategist,
Yes.
reality TV star. It really doesn't matter. It's picking, I heard you say the timing. Don't take it personal. That be memorable when
Yes.
you pitch yourself
Yes.
because there might be something there for you in the future. And so I just am enthralled with your story.
Wait, I'm sorry, I just got to say something else. It's the same thing for just regular media. So say for instance, you do an interview on ABC Atlanta. That producer gets promoted. Yeah, this happened. Okay. I love when things happen. What I teach, because I'm always hit you with my receipts. So a friend of mine was a producer on ABC Washington, D.C. I get a call that she's now just landed on Good Morning America as the producer. Who do you think she's gonna have in her Rolodex of ideas that she wants to impress her new boss with? She's calling those guests that have rocked it for her on ABC Washington, D.C., and now she knows they can handle national media. So now that she's calling them to book them for the Good Morning America.
Well, let's talk about how, we're recording this post the pandemic of 2020, and now that's actually flattened the game for, let's say, even that producer who got promoted from Atlanta to Washington, D.C., because she can broadcast you from L.A. into her Washington, D.C.
Now
affiliate.
still, more than ever, is the
There's more
time
opportunity.
to get booked. You can get an easier yes from the producers now because they're not worried about you coming in studio. You are Dr. Sandra. This happened with Dr. Sandra. Dr. Sandra lives in Montgomery, Alabama, Birmingham, like
Which
one
is
of them.
not a major place. Like, it's not a major, what do they call it? When it's
major market.
Major market.
So she lives in Montgomery, Alabama, and in one day she was doing an interview for CBS in Indianapolis and then Fox in Birmingham. All from the comfort of her living room. I may have the affiliates messed up, but you just go with it. You get the point. But she was doing interviews in different cities in the same day because she didn't have to fly to these markets. So if I were you, I'd be actually, watch the end of the video.
Yeah.
But then I would actually get your butt over to makethemediawantyou.com and take the assessment that I created to make sure or find out if you are TV ready. But listen to the rest of the interview. But if you really want to be on TV, get over to makethemediawantyou.com and find out if you're TV ready. So you could be doing interviews in all different cities from your living room.
And let's talk about the ROI on all of this, because that's my part. That's the
you
part
are golden.
Yes, that's the part I get excited about.
Yes.
Like, how do we turn this media into money ethically?
Yes.
Right? Because
oh yeah, we do ethic.
Right.
Like, I'm not interested in just making you famous for famous sake. I need you to serve the media. Actually, I have a whole live event around it, around serve the media.
Yes.
So I'm not interested in making you famous for the person. You have to serve the media. And this marketing beast known as Jennifer Kem, she served the media up just everything on the path.
I was sharing this story with TJ, and she fell out a bit because I said, look, I got this spot on entrepreneur.com. They had their own, they made a TV show on their platform. Now, this wasn't an affiliated market like Fox, but anyway, I turned.
But it's entrepreneur.com.
Right, and I turned that opportunity into $420,000.
Whoa! Say what now?
$420,000.
Wait, one more time.
That's with 6 figures.
One more time.
420000.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. In 2 hours from that segment, because I know how to transform that media.
How long was
coverage.
the interview?
It was 40 minutes.
So she did a 40-minute interview and walked away with not one, not two, not three, but $420,000.
Because I think that's the big thing. People think that there's no ROI in PR or especially TV segments, and y'all should just keep following TJ and myself, because that's also why we work with each other, frankly, and we have this exchange, because I want.
She's the yin to my yang.
Exactly. She definitely the yang. If you understand yin and yang, she the yang. There's no doubt. No doubt. But that's a good transition to business.
Yes.
Because this,
now
I
we
know.
gotta talk about
now
business.
she getting nervous, because let me say this, TJ. You are an Emmy Award-winning editor. You come from Hollywood, the Hollywood, Los Angeles.
Yes.
You've worked with numerous Hollywood stars.
Yes.
And then some crazy thing happened, I know, where Media Mavericks, your company, became a thing where you're teaching people like us how to create this impact.
Right.
So let's talk about business, because that's what I get juiced up on, building a brand and all that stuff, all right? So what is it like to have come from the creative space and the editing space to now running your business and being the CEO of your business?
Hard as hell.
That's real.
Yeah, that's real. You knew who you were getting when she invited me to do the interview.
Yes.
I am what you call a reluctant entrepreneur. I ain't gonna front. It's not really anything I enjoy about this. However, she makes it fun. Let me just say that she makes it fun. But I am a creative through and through. Wait, what's the question? I want to make sure I answer. What's the question?
So it's about, what is the hardest part about being a CEO?
All of it.
Okay. What specifically?
For me as a creative, the hardest part of being a CEO is actually just being the CEO and realize that I'm responsible for quite a bit. All I want to do is just put me in the room and let me make pretty pictures, really. But then there's I had to learn what a P&L is, ROI. I was lost.
Marketing, which is different than media,
right? Yes.
Yeah.
But what I've also learned is surround myself with the people who love that stuff. Like my number 2, Reneka Boyd. She loves sales. I mean, we call it salesgasms for her, because she loves sales. She loves looking at matrix and spreadsheets. I got about 2 good spreadsheets in me per meeting, and then I'm hit my capacity. You got to show me some pictures, something. I cannot just stare at spreadsheets. But I would, if I'm really honest, it would be just accepting that I am a CEO, because that's not something I ever set out to do. You couldn't have told me that I would ever leave television to actually run a business. And I fought God for the longest, because I am a Jesus freak. I'm unapologetic about my faith. But I fought him for the longest. Now, but here's the flip side. Because I am a CEO, because I did, be obedient and launch Media Mavericks Academy, I met you. I met people that are in my circle, that are trusted, that I love, that I adore, that I rock with. And had I not taken that journey, I wouldn't have these people in my life. So even though I'm still reluctant about it, I realize there's a bigger purpose to it, and so I embrace it more.
I love that. I love it. Because I think there's a lot of reluctant CEOs. If you're a reluctant CEO, definitely tell us in the comments, because
Don't leave me by myself.
I think it's like you think you want it until you get into it. Now you're responsible for human lives in terms of payroll, as well as the client results and all of that.
Right.
So,
and you have to be responsible for making sure there's money when you sign the front of checks.
Right.
Where I was happy signing the back. You know, I'm the one that you want on your team, because if I am on your team, I'm riding with you and I'm making sure you look the best as you possibly can. But I didn't want to be responsible for making sure that things are happening that I signed the front of the check. But it's rewarding, it's different.
I know. So when you think about what motivates you to hit your goals around the CEO part and pairing that with the creative part and your experience, your years of experience, what's your advice to people who are on this CEO journey?
Find things that are fun about it and outsource the stuff that's not. Like, embrace the fact that, one of my hashtags is I suck at a lot of things, but media ain't one. Okay, so that I suck at things means I suck at P&Ls, I suck at statistics and metrics, I suck at all of that stuff. But the stuff that I enjoy that is rewarding for me is when I see posts like Dr. Sandra telling me, you know, what's going on in her life, or when I get, Coach, I just did my dream interview was in Black Enterprise. Like I finally landed on Black Enterprise. Or Coach, NBC just invited me back, because that is my measurement, that my Mavericks know. I'm going to ask you, did they invite you back? Because then that means everything I taught you worked and you rocked your interview. The other thing I would suggest is surround yourself with a great team. The team, no yes men. Like, well, you need a few yes men, but for the most part, you want to make sure you're around people who know the truth, share your values. You know, and that they don't have to believe what you believe as far as your faith or your religion or what have you, but at least at the core, you know that they rock with you on the basic level of what you want for your company.
Well, let's talk about that, because you have a way bigger mission than just Media Mavericks.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about it because the biggest visionaries in the world, when you build a brand, you're building leadership. People are seeing you as a leader in your industry, a leader as the founder. But I know about you that you have even a bigger dream. What is that dream?
Yes. So Jen put it just the best when she said, you're not an entrepreneur, you're a philanthropist. Baby, that was it right there. Right there, that changed the game. Entrepreneurship is really the fuel of what I do in my philanthropic endeavors. And so I have a nonprofit called Project Dreamlight. And Project Dreamlight is simply where dreams get the green light. And Project Dreamlight also is centered around the HBCU market, historically Black colleges and universities, because again, I am a proud grad of the Howard University. So my mission really is to service that particular market, because HBCUs really, for everybody else, became popular in this last year because the vice president came from the Howard University. But other HBCU grads are out there, Taraji P. Henson, Samuel Jackson, like it's a ton of us. So we always known how great we are, but the rest of the world is now waking up to how dope we are. And so the market is changing, and HBCUs are getting the spotlight. So I'm loving the TV shows that I'm crafting or creating around the HBCU culture, the plans that I'm developing around the HBCU culture. Everything is done under my new company, Planet Bougie. I love that name. So because HBCU grads are bougie, because, you know, I graduated from the Howard University. But we are Jen is helping me take Project Dreamlight, Planet Bougie to the whole other level, so that we are really servicing the HBCU market.
I love that, because we get so many entrepreneurs.
Jen rocks with the HBCU market, because I'm sorry, I gotta tell them this.
Okay.
So last summer, I did a series of bingo games for the 2020 grads of HBCUs, and we raised over $1 million in cash and prizes in less than 4 weeks because my bingo squad and I are just that dope. And Jen generously donated not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 MacBook Airs as prizes. So she rocks with the HBCU culture too. So,
well, we know that those young leaders, how important it is for them to have the tools, to have the platforms that we have built.
Right.
We want to see them grow it 100x bigger than what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Right. That's our legacy. So, oh my gosh, I could talk to you all day long.
I know, I can too.
I know.
With you.
Oh my God, it's gonna be.
So we gotta go now.
We gotta go now.
We gotta go now.
But
okay.
Tell everyone again. Repeat it, please. How can they self-assess them being ready for TV now?
Go to MakeTheMediaWantYou.com.
Yes, and follow TeeJ on all the platforms. We'll have all that information underneath this video. Thank you for coming by.
Come follow me, and we can be friends.
She's an extrovert. I'm an introvert, and I'm trying really hard to control myself. Yes.
I love you.
So thanks for listening to this video. Make sure that you share it with somebody you know will get value of understanding that media is for them, and also that wants to even get a dose of this energy right here, all right? So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next episode. Yay! Bye.